PK52, the Saturday morning meeting, breaking it down, making it easy, still talking drivetrains. Hey, we've got so many things that we can continue on. We're talking weeks. We haven't talked about a Torsen limited slip differential. We haven't talked about the all-wheel drive setups for Toyotas. Maybe we'll get to that, maybe we won't, but today what we're talking about is active track. I'm going to break this down easy. There's an active track button in a car. I've had salespeople tell customers before they reach up to hit the active traction control and they've gone like, oh, don't push that button. Nobody knows what that does. This is easy. Break it down. The biggest problem you have when you're in an off-road situation is if you lose momentum. Great example. 16-year-old and his 13-year-old little brother living out on a ranch/farm. It rains, and dirt mixed with rain equals mud. Dad has bought a brand new active traction control equipped Toyota. Name your rig. Dad's out of town for a week. The 16-year-old looks at the 13-year-old and says, let's take Dad's rig in the mud. The 13-year-old's eyes get big and says, no, we're not allowed to drive Daddy's truck. Well, you know it doesn't take a whole lot until both of them are in their seats all the way up and they are rocking through the mud. They're in four-wheel drive high range. They're going roll and it starts to sink and whoop, whoop, whoop. And then the wheels lose traction and immediately the traction control, which is in every single Toyota, shuts the throttle down. Once the throttle shuts down and the vehicle stops moving, the longer they try to get, you're talking about buried to the axles. Now both of them have to walk out through the mud back to the house. A few days later, Dad shows up and goes, where's my Toyota? The 13-year-old goes, I didn't do it. I mean, you're there right now. This could have been you and your older brother. And the older brother says, Dad, we weren't even doing anything. So Dad is not mad yet. But he is mad as he walks through the mud to go get his brand new rig to drive it back out. He gets in the vehicle. He activates active traction control. When he activates active traction control, what happens is it shuts down the throttle kill function of traction control. So now what you have is that ABS, we talked about that, shaka Khan. Both axles, without the possibility of traction control or the throttle reduction stopping the vehicle. Now he goes, whoa, 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 and he drives it right out of there, and he hands the hose to the boys and says, nothing left, don't want to see any mud on the exterior, on the undercarriage, and it's a lesson well learned. Active traction control made easy. Hill assist. If you live in a hilly area like Kansas or Iowa, or portions of Colorado. I'm just kidding. But if you live in an area where you park on a grade or you stop on a grade, remember, hill assist is automatically on. You must be in a forward gear. How does the computer know you're in a forward gear? Because the lever is in the D mode. That's drive. So as the vehicle starts to roll backwards, it realizes that if you're in D, it's not supposed to go backwards, so immediately the brakes are active. The brakes are active, holding the vehicle in place for a 1-2 count. 1001, 1002. If you leave your foot off the brake, you're going to start rolling back. So you need to help the system, but it allows you to get your foot from the brake to the accelerator and minimize rollback. Hill assist, made easy. Downhill assist is my favorite of all the features. Nobody explains it to the customer. Therefore, very few clients that ever buy any vehicle with downhill assist ever use the feature because they don't know what it does. You're going to run one of your kids to the hospital. You're out on a road you shouldn't be on. There is an area that's downhill and you know it's super slick. It's ice, it's snow. It's beyond your ability to drive. In order to get where you have to go, because you're driving in a situation where you don't have a choice, you're going to have to try to go down the hill. The biggest thing is, as soon as you get going faster than you're uncomfortably faster than your comfort level, immediately you go to the brakes. Even with the best ABS in the world, once that front wheel locks up, then you start to slide and there is zero chance to recover the vehicle and you start going down the hill. You've seen the videos on YouTube. If not, go YouTube, downhill, vehicles out of control. There's a million of them. So what happens is you get to the point, you go four-wheel drive, low range. You interact by activating DAC. What DAC does is works like VSC on a downhill slide. Wherever you point the steering wheel is where the vehicle is going to go. Let's say you're in a Tacoma equipped with DAC, four-wheel drive, low range. You point at where you want to go, and the vehicle starts to yaw a little bit. Remember yaw? Yaw sometimes go this way, and yaw sometimes go that way. My steering wheel's point straight ahead, but the rear end of the truck's starting to spin out. What's going to happen is the brakes are going to be interacted by the computer, and it's going to whip the back end straight again. So the perfect amount of brake will square the vehicle up. And the reason it'll square it up is because you're pointing the steering wheel to the destination. I'll be honest with you. If you're spinning the wheel back and forth and you're out of control, then the computer has no idea what to do. Find your point of reference, let DAC work. There is no way that any human can outdrive the computer ability of downhill assist. No foot on the brake. If you touch the brake during DAC, you are on your own. Good luck. I really hope you can drive. All you do is let the vehicle throttle itself, let it go down the hill, low range four-wheel drive, a success. That one time that you needed that feature and your salesperson didn't explain it might have been the thing in their mind that would have put them over the value level. And when value equals selling price, car deal. This has been KC Nix trying to break it down easy. Drive systems on Toyotas. The Saturday morning meeting, a part of PK52.